Hi guys, what's up? So as you can see, I have GIMP opened up, and what I'm going to be doing is talking about some TF2 counters. So let me start out by whipping out my pencil pen here, testing it out. Okay, that's good. And going to red. Now, what I'm going to be talking about is the Medigun. So I'm going to rely on the colors that I had, or that I've once, at one point covered in a previous video in which each Medigun goes with a color. So, for example, the red goes with the Krieg. Dear God, that's small. Okay, hang on. So, as you can see, I'm not very well versed with. You know what? I'm going to just restart with that text because I think I might have messed up somewhere. Okay, so crits too big. 36 crit. 36 bam. Okay, that'll work. Excuse me. Next, we're going to use blue to indicate the fast healing gun, and that's apparently not going to work. Oh, I think I might have to select the entire board. Okay, that's not working either. Technical difficulties while I attempt to figure this out. Uh... Okay, good enough. Good enough, good enough. Okay, so, um, I'm gonna just, there we go, I fixed it. Okay, so, the crits goes there, the quick fix, which as you know is part of the blue set, goes there. In fact, actually, I'm going to just not put any text for the rest of this video because that was a disaster. The vaccinator is green, it's part of the green set, so I'm going to put it here. And then the since the stock minigun is gold set, it's the best. I'm going to put it here. I'm going to make it yellow. All right, so from here we're going to zoom in, and first of all we're going to just start out with the Kritzkrieg and put it here. Now, as you guys know, the Kritzkrieg, what it does is simple. When you ubercharge and it does ubercharge a little bit faster, it deals 100% crits, but it doesn't give you invulnerability like the stock minigun does. So it's right here. And then you've got the vaccinator, which I'm going to put here. And what it does, it basically takes a massive crap on top of the Kritzkrieg. You know how the Kritzkrieg gives you 100% criticals? Well, the Vaccinator, it completely nullifies those criticals because, actually, oh, there it is. Ubercharge provides 2.5-second resistance bubble that blocks 75% base damage and 100% crit damage. So in other words, it takes a crap on the Kritzkrieg, and it does so with its 67% Ubercharge rate. So you see someone who's Ubercharging with the Kritzkrieg, you just pop out the Vaccinator and practically instantly win the match. So I'm going to just draw an arrow. I'm going to attempt to draw an arrow right here. That was something. Anyway, so, good enough, good enough. So the Vaccinator clearly takes a crap on the Kritzkrieg. And then you've got the quick fix. Oops. Excuse me. My goodness, I'm dry tonight. Then you've got the quick fix, which what the quick fix does, it heals faster than the vaccinator can, based off the fact that the vaccinator doesn't have as much uber charge rate on. well, it doesn't heal quite as fast as the quick fix, which is less important. And while the quick fix doesn't give you as much overheal as the vaccinator does, the vaccinator presumably will do about as much, will not get very much overheal unless you waste a lot of time building overheal, and that's not very efficient overall. So, what the quick fix does is its uber charge is, in my opinion, better than the vaccinators because it out heals the vaccinator. And let's say you've got a heavy that's ubering a heavy with the quick fix against a heavy with the vaccinator. Well, the quick fix is probably going to win because he'll out heal the vaccinator heavy, and if he's lucky, then the heavy's vaccinator medic will probably run away, and if he's unlucky, then well, that'll just result in the death of one heavy and a medic. Anyway, so I'm going to casually move this, fail to move this here, and instead I'm going to respray down here and draw an air. Get out my airbrush tool and draw an arrow right there. Conversely, if you've got the quick fix, which outheals the vaccinator's uber charge, then that doesn't mean much against the Kritzkrieg, which the Kritzkrieg is able to deal 100% critical hits, and when you've basically got a minigun that shoots laser bullets, it's going to outdamage the quick fix, even if the quick fix has an uber charge. And it's unlikely that the quick fix will have the uber charge because even though it's got 10% uber charge rates, the Kritzkrieg has 25% uber charge rate, so the Kritzkrieg automatically has the advantage here. So I'm going to just add in a spray saying Kritzkrieg counters quick fix. So there we have it. We have the combat triangle of the three non-stock miniguns. But wait, what about the stock Medigun itself? It doesn't fit within the circle. It doesn't fit at all because, as you can see, it's, well, first of all, have you noticed the theme with all these things? The quick fix has 10% uber charge rate, the vaccinator has 67% uber charge rate, the crit 3 has 25% uber charge rate, the quick fix, blah 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 blah, vaccinator, blah 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 blah, crit 3, blah blah blah, but the Medigun, it doesn't have a bonus to its uber charge rate. You know what it's got? It's got this, it's a base. It's a level 1 Medigun. It is what everyone comes with. It doesn't have the 50% max overheal penalty. It can push a heavy from 300 to 450 health. It doesn't. It gives you invulnerability, which the Kritzkrieg cannot possibly counter. In fact, if you are a Kritzkrieg medic and your heavy thinks that you can take out this ubercharged heavy, even if he thinks he can take out an ubercharged engineer, then you should probably drop your heavy and run the opposite direction because he is a stupid idiot and you should not. You are too valuable to sacrifice yourself to someone's stupidity. The vaccinator, it does ubercharge much more quickly than the Medigun, but the vaccinator is just a discount Medigun. It doesn't. Its ubercharges give resistance. It doesn't give you invulnerability. It does not give you as much charge rate on overhealed patients. It's got too many penalties, and it's not very good compared to the Medigun's ubercharge. The quick fix? Oh, let's not even go there. Three level 3 sentries can kill a heavy with a quick fix. This doesn't happen with the Medigun if you've got it ubercharged. So, in theory, this Medigun, which is clearly outside of the circle, it basically counters everything, right? Except it needs time. Time is what the vaccinator has. It's got 67% ubercharge rate. If you've got a medic who is using the stock, and he's going up against a medic using the vaccinator, and they're basically using heavies in a DPS war, the Vaccinator's probably going to win because of that 10% resistance to the selected damage type. Especially if the Medigun's trying to say, okay, give me some time to charge up, the Vaccinator takes just enough time to charge up, and then he also builds his overheal on the heavy, so both of them have 450 health, but the Vaccinator's heavy has 450 health plus 10% resistance. Yep, he's gonna win if he doesn't give the Medigun enough time to build up fully. The Kritzkrieg, yeah, we pretty much know how that's gonna go. The Kritzkrieg is gonna be at 100% Uber charge. The Medigun is only at 75%. The Kritzkrieg is gonna win. And the same thing goes for the quick fix, except replace the 75% with a 90% because of the smaller increase in the Uber charge rate. So, if you've got heavies and medics rolling out the gate with stapled together, not very great Uber charges, and you've got the best Uber charge in the game but it needs time, then this entire circle basically counters you. And yet, you counter the circle. The circle counters you, yet you counter the circle. So I'm going to just say, I'm going to just draw a fancy clock here. And I'm going to do the same thing here. And I'm going to mess up with that. I'm going to try to do the same thing here. Except I'm also going to say none of that. I'm going to say banned. So that's the quick fix. Vaccinator. And the stock. Alright, so that is it for this video. I think I will save this as is. Thank you for watching, and have a nice night.